Hello, I'm Celine's Echo. This is part two of my basically high school sketchbook tour. Please read Saint Shadows Mercury on tapas, and let's get on to the video. Alright. Where we left off last time, we were on Joshua and who he was because I ran out of time. This is going to be different because, I don't know, I feel like I'm going to have more time. But still. Alright, so this is Joshua. His name used to be Colin, Josiah. Well, yeah, it's Josiah or Joshua. It's one of the two, but I think it's Josiah first. It's just because I'm looking at the script. It's Josiah. So he basically got infected with the Black Lights virus, like West and all the others, but a different strain of it. They decided to use a variant of the virus that they merged with the werewolf curse, practically just making the werewolf curse into a virus that can possibly spread around. But also since he is from, oh Lord, I forgot what it else. He's descended from El Salvadorians. There's this legend of the Cadejo. Is it Cadejos? I think it's the Cadejos. I'm sorry, my Texan accent is coming out, and I don't like that I'm mispronouncing it. But basically, he's also connected to these gigantic wolves. I'll go into that later whenever we get into the whole entire Black Lights episode. But that's fine. This can be three things. Either one, Skylar, one of my characters. Here's two, my persona, Echo. Or three, Loki of the Aesir. I'm going to say that it's either Skylar or Echo. I'm not too sure though. Here's a little comic. I'll give y'all some time to read it, but it's kind of messed up. So just pause the video if you want to read this. So basically what happens is Josiah just comes back to his mom. Mom's like, Mom, something happened to me. She's like, you're not my son. Get out, please leave. She kind of attacks him and pushes him out of her house. Josiah's a little stumped out. By the way, it's using his old name, so his old name is now his middle name, if that makes sense. So he finds Justin. Justin, I don't believe he's at all, like, in this journal at all. But his symbiote, well, not a symbiote. I call them glimpses. It's an anagram for them. I haven't fully came up with what glimpse means, but they are basically like Venom. But technology, instead of living organisms, they're biotech. So kind of living. It's weird, complicated. So they find Chemical X. Chemical X, like, come on, the police are on their way looking for us, because they don't like freaks, I guess. They don't like psychics or blacklight victims. So, and plus, his mom called the police and was like, there's this weird freakazoid thingy. And so they kind of just go on. Oh my gosh, I forgot these two. So, this I drew. She's like a matron of like a hotel. Like she has like a hotel business down in Moonlight. Moonlight's a bustling city, if y'all don't know. Like, it's based off of Austin, Boston, New York. There's so many cities that Moonlight's based off of. She runs a lot of hotels. This is something that me and my friends drew. Well, me and this one friend drew during like vase, because I'm in Texas and we have the vase. Maybe that will... Well, it happened anyways. Oh, here's more of the comic. So, they basically... Wait. Okay, so this is basically where they build underneath. So, him and Justin is Chemical X. So, Josiah, Justin, they go underneath their high school. Well, and underneath it, they basically make a safe place for Blacklight's victims or psychics. And since since Justin's Chemical X, he could basically, he's kind of like Kuro Sensei, where he could just build things at random with all of his tentacles and stuff, like bam, bam, wham, wham, wham. He basically builds it, and he's not tired, but Josiah is tired, so he just falls asleep, and he kind of just pets him. This old grandma, I'm not too sure who she is, but all I know is that I want her in one of my comics. I don't know her name. This is Antonia. She is basically Catwoman. If Catwoman had the powers of White Tiger, I call her the leopard. Antonia is basically, she's greedy, but for good purposes. She just wants to, well, not good purposes, honestly. She just wants to stop being poor, because she just rose, she was raised in the bad parts of Moonlight, and she gained those from the other people. I want to explain it more, but I don't want to spoil y'all on like the Moonlight the Moonlight Devils. This is something my sister drew. We don't talk about this because she was just tired. Okay, these are not the same people. This is Alan in basic. Well, I already explained who Alan was in the last video, didn't I? But this is basically his fire form, or fire titan form. Ooh, that should be his hero name, Fire Titan. I should work on it. I should work on that name. This is Ryder from my fantasy world, Bound to the Elements. He is basically the Phoenix, or the Phoenix King. I need a better title for it, but he basically makes everything out of like Phoenix magic. It's different from fire magic or sun magic in that world, because those are both different magics. It's kind of like a merging of the two, but with feathers, because he also has a slight bit of nature magic in there. We don't talk about this. Like I said, it Chemical X, but with Dark Spider. I need to do a Dark Spider video, like some of these days, because Zachary, he's my precious baby. He's honestly the oldest of my OCs. But this is around the time where he actually gets Justin's like glimpse, and with him also having a spiritual relic, it basically merged the two in a weird way. So it basically made Dark X, where he just runs around kind of like Izuku vigilante mode. He looks a lot like Izuku, actually, but we don't talk about that. Toon Boy! This is Toon Boy. He is my favorite little boy. He chaos with Toon Boy. First trans character I made. This is one of my fake court characters from like my failed D&D thing I had with my friends. He's basically the moon and sun incarnate. It's weird. I don't know who this vampire is. I want to either put him in one of my like other stories, like blood season, I think. No, it's not blood season. I keep on forgetting it. But basically my vampire werewolf story, or Blacklights, or just Saint Shadows in general, because the matriarch, she is wonderful. I can't say these names like I used to, and I feel bad now. This is Tahir from the Norse god of war. Here's Tyr. This is my zombie world. My zombie world is basically space spores comes down from space, infects everything, causes the apocalypse. The zombies. Okay, here's the zombies. I have 3 types of zombies, but you can also be cross-infected with both traits, with all traits. So you could either start regular decay, or you could gain spikes, or you could start getting a lot of eyes on you. I don't know why I chose eyes. Around this time, I was very disturbed. I was like, eyes everywhere. Angel eyes. I must see everything. So, and also this is what this one is called, where you get all 3 of those traits, where you get the eyes, the decay, and the spikes. you get turned into an angel. That's what they call them. This is like a concept for a video game or like a dark comic. I should return to this, but I don't have any time because I have like 4 stories that I'm working on in this chaos. Oh, this is practically around the start of Blacklights, where Wes gets infected with the Blacklights virus. His mom goes and checks up on him, and then all of his siblings. Yes, he has that many siblings. Like, he has 5 siblings because he's also a twin. And also, Maria, she just kept on popping out twins. To be real honest, she kept on birthing twins, and it's scary. And there's Maria. Okay, so he pushes back Maria, and then he tells her about what happened, and that's even more spoilers. This is just a random Frankenstein person. I don't know why I chose that or did that in the first place. Eden. Okay, Eden is Raymond Black, West's brother. That's that Sky brother. That's his brother. He's also somewhere in this picture. I'm pretty sure it's this one with the big with the chin. So he basically went to Thrice. This is my superhero like thing. Thrice is basically Genosha, where it's like, oh, but it's also the start of my version of the Miraculouses, the Spirit Relics. So basically, Spirit Relics, like the relic users, basically they're afraid for the psychics because they're like, oh, you have powers, but if we give you this to protect yourself, the relics hurt the psychics. They make them slowly sick. I don't know why, but it's strange. Both the psychics and relics were used in like basically a war against colonizers, is when like the Spanish colonial times. And they still kind of got colonized, but not in the way you think. It's just they got. It's complicated. Here is his Esmond or emo. Well, he is my emo prince god thingy. He's a god of his people, but since his people is matriarchal, and kind of misandrogynous, they don't like men, because also they have like a third gender that can also like do what a man does. So they basically found men useless. It's a complicated story, but I think when I get to it, I'm going to handle it properly. Here is Mercury and Mercury Boy. Oh, I forgot Mercury Boy. This baby. This is Mercury Boy. And they have a weird connection to Mercury. So, Mercury Boy is his sidekick. But it's gonna take a long time for him to actually be aware of his sidekick and be like, oh, you're my sidekick now. I guess I had to take care of you after your like parents just dropped you off over here. No, they didn't abandon him. It's just they were like busy, and then Mercury, while being Mercury and a fanboy, Mercury Boy, while being a fanboy of Mercury, flew all the way down to San Sombras and was like, I'm your protege now. And he's like, this weird kid. I don't know what to do with you. I guess you just follow me everywhere now. And then here is Impact redesign. Well, not redesigns. Impact designs. This is Black Saber. I'm going to do a video on him, but basically Black Lightning, Moonlight, Batman, merged up in one. This is what you get. This is Black Saber. This is the Huntsman. Imagine Captain America, Winter Soldier, and Slade Wilson merged together as one. That's how the Huntsman's fighting style is, but he is more of an anti-hero in the sense that he's kind of fighting to protect Blacklight's victims or just psychics that have been experimented on. He's been saving them from like this organization called the Foundation, which is also the people who gave West and his friends the Blacklight's virus. I'm spoiling more than I should, but he's a major role. Here is Rose. Rose Thorn. I almost said Rosebud, but well, oh, that could be a nickname for her, Rosebud. But that's fine. So basically, she is a Puerto Rican. Puerto Rican. She Puerto Rican. This is a Puerto Rican princess. Um, Imagine Poison Ivy, but less want to take over the world. Imagine Solar Punk Poison Ivy, but also very kind and slightly wrathful. We don't talk about what she does, what happens when she gets overwhelmed by her plants. You could see what happens. She has a wrathful side to her as well, but she's very sweet. Here is Revenant. He is kind of like Danny Phantom in the sense that he is also half human, half ghost, but he is more shy and quiet about it. He is one of the stealth people with in the team, like Black Saber. Black Saber actually, they have a weird connection with Black Saber basically being a warlock for the Mesopotamian god Ker. Wait, not Ker. Nergal, the god of murder and destruction. But since they both have connections to the underworld and death, he feels like, oh, if I get too close to Black Saber, I might get trapped in his underworld. And he doesn't know how Mesopotamian underworld is, so he's afraid. This is my glorious, glorious queen. Sapphire Heart. I don't know why I struggled with her name, but basically she is connected to the Sapphire Heart. And it's a celestial thing like TikTok's like celestial like turquoise. He's that controls time. Hers controls the ability of compassion and construct. So that's basically what she does. She can make light constructs just like TikTok and Fukio. Like she basically has everything, all of their powers except for the time manipulation, because that's also a part of Fukio's ability. Time manipulation and then light powers. It's strange. Here is Solaris. Don't look at the baby. It's spoilers, but you'll find out soon who that baby is. This is my girl Solaris. She is basically my Starfire, my Supergirl. She is basically my Captain Marvel of this world. She is my Wonder Woman. She is the most compassionate and like basically heart-filled one. She comes from a planet called Sitdove. She is a Psionian princess. You could see where the comparisons are. Her planet got destroyed, got sent to Earth. I keep on using that as a method to send aliens to Earth, that their planet gets destroyed or they crash land on Earth. It works for so many superheroes though. It works for so many of them. But basically she is solar powered. She could blast people with light energy because she's absorbing light for everything. She actually destroyed her planet by absorbing too much solar energy. So just give you that. I could use that as a plot point later. But here is another Dr. Marvelous. I'll give you a Dr. Marvelous episode for both of them. This is Rory, because the Dr. Marvelouses are a partner title, because one and his wife Martha also has the name Dr. Marvelous, so they're both Dr. Marvelouses. It's just one's Rory and a guy, and one's a female. He basically his superpower, yes, he is a psychic. I just don't have the little... Around this time, I didn't give them little circle thingies. That's why a lot of the psychics don't look like psychics. But basically, he has, like, strong intellect. Like, very strong, high management. Like, very intelligent. This is more of Moonlight. Both of these, I turned into a merging. Into one of the paintings on my wall that I won't show because I'm lazy. This is Impact Tower. More of Moonlight's like darkening parts. This is Moonlight. All of this page is Moonlight, to be real honest. Phoenix. I should probably change his name so I don't get sued. But he basically makes flames and gets stronger off of kinetic energy. He is another powerhouse like Solaris. They just need a lot of powerhouses so they can create a diversion for whatever they're doing. That's why they got like all these people. This is Sylvian. Again, I'm going to give these characters their own video. It's just I made their designs, then didn't make the video. I now want to redesign them. So that's just what's gonna happen because I'm evil. This is Sylvian. She's my little elven queen. She is literally like Nightcrawler, but fairy. So Megan, Nightcrawler. What else? She is a partially Barbara Gordon, but specifically from the Cape Crusader version off of Amazon. So I bundled all of those up into a British fairy person, and she could also just disappear with leaves. And sometimes she shows a little like elvish form that looks kind of scary, but we don't talk about that. She's one with the trees. She speaks to the trees like Rose Thorn. This is just a team lineup, and I just realized Black Saber is the shortest out of all of them. Oh, I forgot about him. This is Animalia. He is basically Beast Boy, but with daddy issues. He's Beast Boy and Plastic Man's son combined with a dash. Ooh, what was their character name? But he's a whole lot. But I forgot what it was. It was a werewolf character, and I forgot him. Well, y'all already seen the roster, so more of the lineup. And then here's Martha with Rory before the incident. The incident made Rory look eviler. I'll explain what the incident is in their video. It's sad. Here is an Archon. Okay, Archons are basically shapeshifters, but like they're more of like they can self-duplicate on accident. They shapeshift into whatever they want. They could self-duplicate like cells. They could feel it. It feels like they're ripping each other off. Some of them can actually reabsorb their like copy thing. And another one whose planet got destroyed got sent to Earth. This one's connected to another character named Gloom. I forgot this one's character. I think his name was just the Archon. It was strange. Here is another Echo. So this Echo was basically the backstory for him is wild. So he used to be a DC Villains OC. The Lego Villains. I used to play him on DC Lego Villains. And their power set basically had the main character be able to absorb all these meta abilities. So I was like, okay, that sounds good. How do I make that my own? So basically, he could copy the abilities of any psychic, any Blacklight's victim. He has yet to develop anything towards like the spiritual relics or like magical like powers. We have yet to see his potential, but he is mute because the person that created him was afraid that he was going to develop the ability that the one that he was cloned off of has. For example, Eric Black is the one he was cloned off of. He has the ability of super speech. He's basically Black Canary. He is my kind of self-insert. He's based off of me, but if I was more like outspoken with music instead of art. So he basically is like, he can yell pretty loud. It's very loud, breaking everything. This I will save for the next video because this is me and my friend's Ninjago rewrite. And I rather give this a whole nother video. But y'all have a wonderful day. And make sure y'all like and subscribe. Have a nice day. Have a wonderful night. Goodbye. And also read Saint Shadows Mercury on Tapas. It's still on there. I'm still updating it. I did unfortunately lose a bunch of pages because my iPad, because I was being stupid, I forgot my password. But I'm still updating it. I'm still working on like videos. It's just I'm taking a long time because when I have work, it's a lot. But have a nice day and please read my comic. Have a wonderful night. Bye.